Hello, broadcasters. Welcome to episode 189 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. My name's Geige, and I'm here with Dan, of course. Dan, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
Doing well. It's been a good week. Super excited to be here chatting with you all again. For anyone new here, Dan and I are the founders of StreamYard, and we do these town halls every single Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific, and we do them for a few reasons. One is to stay in tune with all of you, go through the same flow that you all do with your own shows and productions. Two is to answer any of your questions. We love discussing any ideas you have, feedback on the product itself. So feel free to leave anything you'd like us to cover in the chat, and we'll do our best to get to as many topics and questions as possible. And I also always mention the three pillars of StreamYard, which are ease of use, stability, and professional streams. So if you're about those three things, StreamYard is the tool for you. I see people hanging out from all over the world tonight. Very cool. I think I saw Brooklyn, New York. Awesome. I also saw North Carolina. I actually lived in North Carolina for a bit. Very cool. Before I forget, we have lots of awesome shows. So we've got the StreamYard Spotlight, the second Thursday of every month at 8 p.m. Eastern, which is a show all about folks like you, folks in the community, and how they're having success with live streams. So be sure to check that out if you're looking for inspiration on your next show, or shoot an email to contact@streamyard.com if you're interested in being featured. We have YouTube channel reviews with Dee and Daniel the second Saturday of every month. Really fun and super useful show where Dee and Daniel, who are both definitely pros when it comes to everything video and everything YouTube, give live actionable feedback on individual channels on things like, what should your banner images look like? How should you be choosing titles and thumbnails and things like that? So definitely check that out if you're looking to grow on YouTube. And we have Enhance Your live streams the last Tuesday of the month with Nick Nimmin, also huge on YouTube and a pro when it comes to everything video. So for specific tips when it comes to live streaming, definitely check that one out. And one thing we've been doing at the beginning of these streams, so that we get to know a little bit more about you, and you get to know a little bit more about us, is a fun fact. And the fun fact we had for tonight was favorite game show. I think it's been a while since either Dan or I have watched a game show, but Dan, do you have a favorite game show?
Yeah, it's a tough one. Not exactly a game show kind of guy. I would say Family Feud is probably my favorite. The 2 or 3 episodes I have seen of it. The other one that comes to mind, it was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, but I think I've only ever seen 1 or 2 episodes of that as well.
Cool.
How about you?
Yeah, definitely a tough one for me. I feel like I haven't seen too many. Maybe when I was younger, like after school, they were always on. I think because it was like early television. But I think mine, if I had to pick one, the few times I saw Family Feud, it was pretty funny. And Price is Right was always a classic with Bob Barker.
Bob Barker,
probably one of those.
I actually like playing Family Feud as a board game.
I've never even tried it as a board game. It sounds cool. All right. We had a few questions here. Woodward says, would it be possible to have the lower banner and keep the presenter/guest names on screen at the same time? Yeah, we definitely have gotten that feedback before, Woodward. Do you want to take that one, Dan?
Yeah, definitely open to it. I'm not sure if we would make that a setting or if it's just something we would think about if there's certain cases where we want to have the names still appear. We basically did it because in a lot of cases they overlap with each other and it doesn't look very good. So we just erred on the side of don't show the names when there's something else on screen. It also kind of takes away the audience's attention. But I get in some cases, if you have a banner up most of the show, then obviously the names aren't there very much. It's just us, like we chatted before, we're always erring on the side of trying to make it as easy to use as physically possible. And sometimes that means slightly less customization. But yeah, we'd be open to adding a setting or something. I'd be curious if there's anyone else watching that would love to be able to have that as well.
Cool. Another one we had here from Maria. Does StreamYard record during a live with the free version? For long-time use of StreamYard, the recording is a paid feature, but we do offer a trial of recording when you first sign up, so you can get a sense of how it works. So for a limited time, you get it as part of the free version, but it is a paid feature in general.
Yep, and I would also add, so I think sometimes people can misunderstand this. If you're streaming to the platform, so let's say you're streaming to YouTube or Facebook, those platforms will record it. So it's not like you stream to Facebook and Facebook deletes the recording as well. So Facebook will have it, YouTube will have the recording. You can download them from there if you want, but StreamYard on the paid plans also records a really high quality version, or usually slightly higher quality than the ones on the platforms. That one is only available on the paid plans, unless, like Geige said, you're within the first week where we do have a free trial for it.
Cool. Another one here. Data is King says, will there be a way to move the banner, brand, and comments section into separate windows? So sort of like Dan was alluding to before. I'll answer it more generally. In general, we're offering, or we're going to be offering more customization options that are sort of tucked away. So for people that do want to go deeper when it comes to having more control over how every pixel of the stream works, we are trying to plan out a sort of framework for that, which will allow for deeper types of customization. Now that I read your question more carefully, I think I misunderstood it, so I apologize for that. So this is more of like popping out things like comments, banners, and brands. I think that's a really cool idea, and something that we would likely offer in the future. Do you have any thoughts on that one, Dan?
No, I think for us, we just want to figure out the best way to do it. But yeah, open to it.
Cool. Another question here from Christopher. Then I'll get to the first couple topics because one was kind of an announcement that I think people will be excited about. Christopher says, is there a way to register for these monthly offerings? So I assume you just mean the town hall, Christopher. So if you're following us on LinkedIn, which I assume you are if you caught the stream, I think if you just follow us, you'll get notified on LinkedIn, and then same with the other platforms. If YouTube, you're subscribed with the bell on, you'll get the notification. But I'd be curious if there's like a better way that you'd like to get notified. Like maybe we should have an email option to get a notification. Let us know.
Yep. These are also weekly, by the way, as well. So we do the town hall stream every week. And then some of the other ones Geige mentioned at the start might be monthly or bi-weekly, but this one is weekly.
Yes. All right. So lots of other questions here, but really quick, just want to get to a couple of the announcements. One of the really exciting ones was about LinkedIn Live. So I don't actually remember the first date that it launched, but it was a while ago now, right, Dan? Definitely over a year ago,
It was definitely over a year ago.
Maybe
2019, I think.
2019. So yeah, definitely a while
or 2020 is one of the two.
But when it first came out, there was tons. I mean, there still is tons of people wanting to leverage it and go live there. But there was pretty strict access criteria. But it's opened up a ton now. So if you tried and weren't accepted in the past, you should definitely try again, because now the requirements are pretty specific. Where if you have 150 connections, if you're streaming as your profile, or 150 followers if you're streaming as a page, is one of them. Another one is you just have to follow LinkedIn's guidelines when it comes to their being a good member of the community, essentially. And then the final one is just a geo restriction. Right now, it's not offered in mainland China. So if you meet those three criteria, you should be able to stream on LinkedIn now. So if you've tried in the past and weren't accepted, definitely try. Again, LinkedIn Live, definitely an awesome platform when it comes to professional content and bringing your community together for a more professional setting. So hopefully that's exciting news, and you guys try connecting.
Yeah, I think that's awesome.
And the other brief one I wanted to mention was the Facebook new page experience. So there were a few problems over the last few weeks. Some of those were resolved from Facebook. There were a few edge cases where some people were still having issues, but just wanted to announce that they should now be fully resolved. So if you're still having issues with the new page experience, definitely send an email or reach out over live chat at streamyard.com/contact, because it should be fully resolved at this point. Anything to add to that one, Dan?
No, I think you got it. Yeah, and if you have had any new page experience issues in the past, feel free to reconnect your destination or connect your destination now. But yeah, should be good to go. For anyone who has no idea what we're talking about, it's basically a new thing Facebook's rolling out where your page behaves a little differently, behaves kind of more like a profile actually. And over time, they're going to migrate everybody to this new experience. But for now, only a tiny percentage of people actually have access. But yeah, there was some bugs with it, unfortunately, on Facebook's end.
Cool. Hey, Andrew, hope you're doing well. That's a super cool idea. Having like in the news link of StreamYard, something letting folks know about the StreamYard content. I think that's a really cool idea.
Cool.
Maria says, do you know if a live not recorded on StreamYard or is recorded can be turned into a time-lapsed video. So you can do essentially anything with the recording after you've done a video, Maria. So like if you do a recording or a live stream on StreamYard and you're on the paid plan, you'll have access to the recording afterwards. And if you just download that, there's all kinds of video editing software out there that would certainly let you speed up or slow down the video. I assume that's what you mean by time lapse, where you just want to see something happen more quickly over time. All right, let's see what else we had here. Lots of people sound like they're fans of popping out things like comments and brands. Good to know. I also didn't realize how many game shows there actually are, looking at the how many favorites I don't recognize. I've heard of Deal or No Deal. That was a popular one in the comments.
Yeah, I could probably think of 4 or 5, depending what you classify as a game show, I guess. But
absolutely. Just a comment here from K Pasta. That's super kind of you, MLB. Glad you're a fan of StreamYard and that it's been helpful to you.
Awesome.
All right, let's see what else we had here.
Clarion was also confirming that LinkedIn was launched in February 2019.
Oh, cool. So we are past the 2-year mark. Thanks, Clarion.
No, that's 3 years.
Oh, sorry, 3 years. Yes. I'm losing track of time.
Time flies.
Yeah, wow. That's crazy that it's actually been 3 years. Let's see. Paula says, question, is there a way to change the size of the panel members' names on the screen? So the only real way to do this now, Paula, is the themes. So we have different themes, and each of those themes has slightly different settings when it comes to sizes and shapes and how things look. But like we sort of alluded to earlier, we are looking into offering deeper customization that's sort of tucked away because we don't want to complicate the experience, but for people that want to go deeper into it, give them some flexibility. Margot has an interesting question here. Maybe you know the answer, Dan. What setting is best so that with music, it doesn't overpower the conversation? Example, the halfway mark.
Yeah, that is a very good question. It depends what you're going for, to be honest. I've heard of people going as slow as 10 out of 100, which is very subtle and hard to hear almost, but you can hear it once in a while when there's silence between the people. And then obviously 100% if you just want to play some music. But for something that's kind of nice, light, subtle background music, I think halfway might be a bit much. I would probably play around with it yourself and maybe just try and do a recording, move it around and find what you think is best. But I would guess somewhere around the 20 out of 100 or, 1/4 of the way to the end would probably be ideal. But it does depend how loud you want it to be and what the song is, of course.
Awesome. Let's see here. Kurt says, does the drawing tool have to be started prior to going live? Can I come to a live and then start the tool unexpected? So for anyone new here, that Kurt's referring to the drawing tool, we have a publicly available giveaway tool on StreamYard. If you go to StreamYard.com/giveaway. And yes, Kurt, you can start it at any time. So if you're in the middle of a live stream and you want to just go to that giveaway tool and create one on the fly and then do that during your stream, you can 100% do that.
Yep. The only thing I would add is if throughout the stream you're asking people to do some kind of hashtag and you haven't started the tool, when the tool starts up, it won't necessarily go back and pull all of the comments, but it will pull some of the most recent ones. It's just if you have thousands of comments coming in and you haven't started the tool yet, like ideally you start the tool before you start asking people to put in the hashtag, I guess is what I'm saying. That's ideal, but you do not have to start it at the start of the stream. You can start it right before you ask people to put in whatever the hashtag is.
Cool. Swag Sisters says, how close are you guys to having a different color background when you're on solo, meaning it's like how you guys are showing now, but for a single person? So we actually added this a while ago, Swag Sisters. If you go to the settings under the layout section, there's a checkbox that says crop solo layout to show the background image, which I think does exactly what you're asking for. So if you're just by yourself, but you still want to see it'll look exactly like this. So hopefully that's welcome news. All right. Well, time for a few more here. And then we got a special guest tonight. I'm sure most of you have, maybe not most of you, but many of you have seen her before, Julie, our social media manager. So excited to have her on. Maria says, the website says you can have 6 on-screen participants with the free version. How do we add the other 5 participants? So if you just sign up for StreamYard, Maria, and create a broadcast, every broadcast has an invite link, and essentially you just send that invite link to anyone you want to join you on screen, and they'll pop up at the bottom as a video tile, and you just click to add them on screen. Mikey says, has anyone suggested using the videos in our StreamYard library as input into a live stream rather than sharing from our local computers? Do you want to take that one, Dan?
Yeah, definitely. So it doesn't come up actually all that much, but I think that's something that makes a lot of sense and we would like to add. And basically, it's just for context for other people. Right now, you can share a video in two ways. One is on the brand tab in the video clips section, which is great for things like intro videos. And then you can also share videos at the bottom of the studio, which is really good for longer form videos. And it just streams the file right from your computer, which is awesome because you don't have to upload it. If, say, it's a 5 gigabyte file, you can just stream it out from your computer. It's really fast. It starts immediately. You could skip ahead and just play a 1 minute chunk out of this 3-hour video or something. But then there are times where you want to make sure where the quality is as high as possible. And the one thing about that video sharing version, or the way that we do it, is we do stream it from your computer, which means if your internet is not very good, it won't look as good as it could, as good as if it was on StreamYard servers. So yeah, what Mikey's suggesting here is if you could have something in your video library, maybe a past recording that you then add to the studio, it's on StreamYard servers, it would be the highest quality possible. Definitely something we're interested in. Awesome. No timeline, but it makes sense to add eventually.
Eduardo says, do you plan to run trivia games from StreamYard like Kahoot and live reacting? So we don't currently directly integrate with any of those things, Eduardo. I definitely have seen people in the past basically screen share something like Kahoot, but I would be curious if that's something you're interested in or something that you'd like to see as a deeper integration, or if you're happy with simply screen sharing. Let's see, time for one more here, and then we'll go ahead and bring Julie on. Another one from MLB says, question, are you guys close on finding a way to see Facebook comments when they have donations? That's a good question, MLB. The last time we looked at it, I think it was a sort of a beta feature of Facebook that wasn't accessible over the API, but it's possible that has changed, so we can look into that. Yeah, any other thoughts on that one, Dan?
I don't think so. Yeah, same with the membership. I know some people have asked about membership only streams on YouTube and similar thing where it was like a beta early feature on YouTube. It's not accessible through their API yet, but hopefully will be at some point.
Cool. And with that, let's go ahead and bring on Julie. Hey, Julie, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're doing great.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, a lot of you, as Geige said, probably already familiar with Julie. She manages our social media group and all of our social media. So if you've seen our social media stuff, obviously if you're watching this, you must have seen some amount of it. Probably familiar with Julie's work.
Yep. I am definitely all there, all in the community, running the groups and running all of the social.
Awesome. So Julie, we have a set of questions. And for anyone that's never seen this segment, we'll always walk our team members through just a set of questions just so you get to know them. And then also, if you have any questions for Julie, feel free to ask away in the comments. But Julie, first question, can you tell us a bit about yourself and what you do at StreamYard?
Well, we kind of already talked about that one. So I'm Julie Riley. I am the social media and community manager here at StreamYard. I run our Facebook group, all of our social channels, and work to make sure that any of your comments, questions, things like that on social are being taken care of and answered. And then also do our getting started challenges that are like a 5-week challenge for people who are really just getting started with StreamYard.
Cool. Awesome. And then where are you located, Julie?
I am in Wichita, Kansas. So the center of the US.
Very cool. And how long have you been at StreamYard now?
Oh, I started in November of 2020. So coming up on 2 years, 3 years,
Right
2 years.
2 years. Yeah.
I was like, what year is it?
Yeah,
I lost track of years.
When did LinkedIn come out again? Yeah.
Exactly.
Cool. And then what is your favorite StreamYard feature?
You know, I love being able to get all of the comments in on one place and really track everything. I've been using live videos since 2015, and I remember the days of having multiple devices in front of me to manage everything.
Yeah, that's a lot. And then hopefully we get Instagram access at some point, and then
I keep my fingers crossed for it.
You never know. All right, Julie, what did you want to be when you were younger?
A fighter pilot. I was obsessed with Top Gun, the original one. I wanted to be a fighter pilot. Nobody told me until I was 17 that I was too short. So that dream got crushed.
Yeah, it does suck with things like that where there's physical constraints.
Yeah.
Usually if it's something mental, it's like, okay, I can get through that.
Right.
It's like, no, you're physically too short.
Yeah. I'm 4'11". I'm too short.
Yeah. Cool. And then how did you get into becoming a social media manager?
Oh my gosh. It was a very odd journey of starting working for Harley Davidson and working with their e-commerce program at the very, very early days of e-commerce, and transition that into my own business that I grew solely on social media. I had a custom cake business. So yes, I went from motorcycles to custom cakes, grew that business solely on social media, and fell in love with the marketing side of social media. And from there, went into the agency world, working as a social media manager for agencies, then eventually owning my own agency. And that transitioned me here to StreamYard.
Cool. Awesome. I love the Harley Davidson to cakes.
It was an odd transition, but it worked really well.
Cool. And then what is your favorite thing about working at StreamYard?
I love getting to be with the community and getting to interact with all of the people. It really is the best job for me, because getting to be a part of the community and help everybody out and see the transitions and changes absolutely just fuels me up. So that's really my favorite thing.
Awesome. And then random questions for you, Julie. What's your favorite karaoke song?
I don't sing much karaoke. Nobody wants to hear me sing. It's a terrifying thing.
We're all like that.
I clear a room very quickly. So I don't know if I have one. I couldn't tell you the last time I actually got up and sang karaoke.
Cool. All right, we'll let you off the hook. Favorite board game?
Growing up, it was probably Monopoly or maybe Life, but we recently just got Ticket to Ride for our family. And
Cool.
I'm loving Ticket to Ride because it gets a little ruthless, a little cutthroat, but it's fun.
Cool. That's awesome. And then do you have an answer for the question we asked at the start? Favorite game show, I believe it was?
It would either be Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune.
Okay.
I still watch those. Like my husband will come home from work, he'll throw the TV on, and one of the two will be on, and we'll have it on in the background.
Very cool. Yeah, I totally forgot about Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I like trying to figure them out before they get there.
Yeah, makes sense. Sweet. So yeah, if anyone else has questions for Julie, feel free to ask away.
Yeah, we had a lot of good ones here. Let's see. Adam's curious, I assume for fighter pilot, what would your call name be?
Oh gosh. I don't know. I'd have to have somebody else give me one. I'm terrible with naming things. Like if I ever played like a role-playing game and you have to go name your character, that's where I'd always get stuck. I could never get past like the naming portion.
That's good.
That's fair. The best call names are probably ones that someone else gives you, for sure.
Yeah.
I always remember playing laser tag and they'd ask you to come up with a name, and every kid would have the exact same set of names. I want to be 007. I want to be
Exactly.
No creativity.
Yeah.
We have there's lots of questions about your setup. People think it looks awesome. Jamel from Bermuda says, you have the best background. Is it your lights or camera that makes it have such a quality look?
Maybe a combination of both. The camera is the Sony a6000. It just has the standard kit lens on it, so I don't have a special lens on it. In front of me, I have two Elgato key lights. And then behind me, I have the overhead light turned off. And then I've got LED, the strip light all the way around the room. And then I have one light that's pointed up in the corner that's kind of that teal color. So it's probably a combination of both, because I don't think this looks quite as good if like I have the overhead light on and stuff like that.
Yeah. I love cool backgrounds.
Yeah.
Cool,
It's been fun. I enjoy setting it up. I'm in the process of looking at how I'm going to rearrange things, though. I'm about to shift it up here soon.
Cool.
Awesome. I think Dan and I both need to. I guess I should only speak for myself. Dan's at least looks cool with the drum set.
The natural look.
post move, I need to invest in a better setup. Shamprix has social media advice question. How do you be an effective social media manager?
Oh, gosh. First, stay on top of as much as you can. It is constantly shifting and constantly changing. Next, be authentic. Develop the voice of your brand and stick to that voice. But when you're responding to comments, to things on there, we don't respond. We respond as StreamYard, but we put -Julie at the end of it, or -Geige, whoever's responding to that comment. That way, everybody still knows that there's a human behind that comment. There is a real person. And then it kind of creates some of that just tie back to that community. The community aspect of social media is so important because that is your people. Those are your fans, your followers. They're the ones who are going to tell other people about you, and you want to make sure you're putting them first. And from there, really start to break down where your audience is spending their time, and that's where you start spending the most of your time. So you don't necessarily have to be everywhere. And I could go on, but we'd be here all night otherwise.
That's the short version.
Yes.
Awesome.
All right. Do you want to go ahead and queue up the giveaway tool, Dan, or while we get to? There's a ton of questions that we missed, so we'll try to get to as many as possible in the last few minutes here. Julie, there's still quite a few questions about the camera and mic. I know you mentioned it, but just for the people that missed it, it was the Sony A6000 was the camera, and then the microphone was
the mic is the Shure MV7.
The Shure MV7?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right. And yeah, for anyone who hasn't been to one of these before, we always do a giveaway at the end. Tonight we'll give away, how about the StreamYard pillow? And it's been a while since we gave away a sweater. So we'll give away the StreamYard pillow and the StreamYard sweatshirt. And to be eligible to win, you just have to type in #the yard. And if you're interested in doing one of these yourself, we sort of talked about it a little bit earlier, but you can just go to StreamYard.com/giveaway and actually run these on your own if you're interested in doing your own giveaway. So we give you 15 or 20 seconds to get in your #the yards and answer a few more of these questions. I saw a couple questions about TikTok and Reels. Can StreamYard be used for TikTok videos too? I would be curious for the folks watching, how many of you are using TikTok and Reels as part of sort of your content strategy, or if you sort of repurpose your live streams for those platforms. It'd be great to know. But to answer your question, Maria, yeah, absolutely. You could use the record only feature. Right now, they are 16:9 videos, so you probably want to take that recording and put it into some kind of editing software, and make it sort of crop it into a format that would work well for something like TikTok or Reels. But there are certainly people that basically take clips from their StreamYard live streams and use it to sort of make a mashup or a short form video for those platforms.
Yep. Sweet. Good to go?
Yeah, let's go ahead and run it.
All right, everyone. Good luck.
James, congrats. Thanks so much for hanging out with us tonight. Since you're on Facebook, Dana will shoot you a message on Facebook to confirm your information, and we'll get you your pillow and sweatshirt shipped.
Cool. Awesome. Congrats, Janice.
Yeah, similar feedback from Albert. Any plans on creating Reels from StreamYard? Similar question, or same question I had before. Would love to know how many of you are using platforms like Reels and TikTok in relation to your live streams. But it's definitely something we're interested in doing. Albert is supporting that type of use. Hey, Elizabeth, hope you're doing well. It's awesome to see you here. What's the status of pausing the recordings? Love all the new updates. It's still underway, Elizabeth, but it's a high priority feature for us that we're working on. So stay tuned on that. All right. And with that, this was episode 189 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. It's always a pleasure. Love discussing your questions and topics. And we'll see you next week at the same time.
Thanks for joining us, Julie. See you next week, everyone.